Welcome to Vital, your natural health and wellness stop.
Hi everyone, this is Julie. Thank you for stopping by to share with me today. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. I hope you're having a fantabulous day today, despite all the craziness that's happening across the world, and it's just been mad. It's so many things have happened so fast. The people of the world have been hijacked, so to speak, and it's so ironic. Well, not really, because for some people it will be, but that the tool which they have used, I don't know, some people call them the inorganic ones, some people call them the elite. I like the term inorganic better, as Ralph Smart would say. It's like they have had all of us by the throat, so to speak. And the tool of control has been government. So we have to begin to ask ourselves, what is the role of government? Because at this present time, government is showing what it is, its true role is to dominate, control, manipulate, and also to lead us like lambs to the slaughter. Because governments across the world, that's what they have been doing. There have been very few leaders across the world who have stood up. And currently I'm in Tanzania at this time. And for some of you who do probably follow what's happening on the continent, etc., you would have probably found out that President John Magufuli is no longer with us. He died last week. His death was announced, and it's just been really sad for many of us, especially who realize the fight that he was really fighting, and because he was one of the very few leaders who stood up. There's no one across the African continent who stood up like President Magufuli. And of course, another brave person was the president of Madagascar. But Magufuli was the only one who called out the World Health Organization, while many of the leaders across the continent, they know what's happening. They've been playing the game. Magufuli refused to play the game. And that's, from my perspective, that's why he's no longer with us on this plane, because he refused to play the game. And, who else stood up? Who else stood up? No, they took the money from the World Bank, etc., and they got their script, and they have been following their script. And it's really heart-wrenching when you really think about it, because governments across the world, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. If ordinary people like you and me can see the BS for what it is, what about government who have all the resources? So that is the game that they're playing. And they're all going along according to their script. And we have to begin to ask ourselves, who created government and for what purpose? Because governments across the world are not serving the interests of the people. And we have been led to believe for a long time that we need governments. And in this stupid matrix where we are controlled and led, yeah, that's the case. But we cannot allow this to happen. And governments, as they exist across the world, there needs to be radical change. the government is not serving the interests of the people. Because if the governments across the world were serving the interests of the people, we would not be getting false statistics daily. We would not be getting false science, manipulated information. People would not be forced to jab. People would not be paid to jab. People are given weed to entice them to go get the jab. If it is so good and so equitable, why would you need to do that? Why would you need to do that? And so for me, it was like, I felt it, when I heard about President Magufuli's death. Because to me, he, as a leader, he represents, to me, I think of him as the Lion of Africa in terms of leadership. Because in my, estimation, he stood head and shoulders above the other leaders across the continent, undoubtedly. And he will be remembered for his bravery, for standing up, and for putting the interests of, his people first, and the interests of his country first. That's what he did, and he paid the ultimate price. And it should make us begin to question and want and desire and push for change, because things cannot continue as they are. At the moment, government basically is handing us all on a platter. It's like I said, we're like lambs to the slaughter. And the government is the shepherd, guiding us, like the shepherd following the sheep, guiding the sheep, to the slaughter. The sheep doesn't know it's going to be killed, but the shepherd knows. The shepherd knows what it's doing. That's kind of what governments represent to me. I did a video on what the Jamaican governments were doing, how they were pushing through an indemnity clause. It's a video. I went in, man, and Google removed it, YouTube removed it, and they put a strike that on the channel. So that's how it is. They're trying to silence people, but the truth cannot be silenced. And one of the things that I know will come out of this, and I'm really positive about that, is that we will find alternatives for ourselves. And in the end, all those who have worked against the people, all those who have taken part in trying to bring about the demise of people across the world, they're not going to get away with it. They're not going to get away with it. If they think that they're going to succeed with what they're doing now, they will not. And this is why I say to people, and I will continue to say, stand up. Sometimes I say, there is none so blind as he who refuses to see. And many people refuse to see because, some people don't have the information at their fingertip, but many people do, and they still choose to ignore it. Who I'm really sorry for is the ones who don't have access to the information, and it's trusting of certain people in authority, not knowing that they don't mean them well. Those are the people I'm sorry for, not the ones who just are stubborn to look at the information or the evidence that's staring them right in the face, And anyway, I feel like I'm on and talking about so many different topics and so on. But, rest in peace, John Pompey Magufuli. He was a true leader to the people of Tanzania, and a true leader in Africa, and he served as an example of what is possible, of what leadership can be, and it is time for us to hold governments accountable. It's crazy what they get away with. They need to be held accountable for what they're doing to the people across the world. And anyway, that's what that's just the bit that I wanted to say about that. And I hope that you all are doing well. And I just want to remind you to be the change you'd like to see in this world. So that means you don't wait for somebody else to take off the mask. It starts with you. It starts with you. And so, anyway, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And once again, be the change you'd like to see in this world. Have a fantabulous day today. Ta-ta!
Welcome to Italy's Vital, your natural health and wellness stop.